So we're going to look for nuggets today. I brought the AT Max with me, and I haven't really had a chance to look for nuggets much yet since I've been up here. So today's my first real day of doing that. I'm about 7 or 8 miles out of Nome on my own, so we have all day. Doesn't get dark at night, so we have a long time. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to a spot that Steve thinks I might be able to find a nugget in. It's about another mile or so up the beach. I wanted to stop here to look at this carcass of some creature. I'm not sure what it is, but I thought you might want to see it too, so we stopped. We're almost to where we're going to find some nuggets. I hope we find some. I did pan up there yesterday. I got quite a few colors, so that was kind of exciting. We didn't really spend much time there though, but today we're going to spend all day. Been by here on the four-wheeler, I saw this skull. It's a big old skull. I'm not sure what it is even. Some of you guys might know. And there's a backbone here. Big old backbone. That's about it. Couple other pieces, something's been here eating on it, hopefully not a bear. I didn't bring a handgun with me today since it was going to be on the beach all day. So hopefully we'll be all right. This is the rig I'm using today that Steve and Spencer let me use, and I got my Garrett AT Max strapped to it, and I just got a little cheap shovel on there. I didn't really bring a lot of my own gear because as it was, I was really kind of getting overweight, so I had to borrow just about everything. So I made it to the area I wanted to detect. This is where we had panned a little bit of gold yesterday. And I've been working my way along the bank right here. As you can see, well, you can see some dredge boats out there on the water, and there's a beach box right there. And I kind of worked my way along the edge. I'm still getting used to this new machine, you know, the AT Max. I haven't found any nuggets yet, but I did find like a piece of bird shot or maybe buckshot. Couple pieces of trash. I got a decent signal in this solid rock right here. I'll let you listen to it first. Again, I'm using the new AT Max. I'm not really a professional on this machine, but I have it in zero discrimination. I had it in all metal, but I was hearing a lot of hot rocks, and they were just annoying me a little bit. So I went ahead and I put it in zero and bumped the discrimination up to about 3, and it took out most of the hot rocks, and I can still hear the gold. I heard that piece of lead, no problem at all. And I brought a little nugget with me in a bag that Spencer gave me yesterday to, for testing purposes. And I can hear it just fine. I'll show you that in a minute. Let's look at this rock. It's the one that's broken open on top there, but listen to the machine. I mean, it sounds nice. I think it's right in here somewhere. Look. See, that's in the 50, 60. I mean, that's a great signal. There's some more there. I think there's some there too. But let me show you what I'm looking at here. I'm pretty sure there's a little quartz vein in there. If you look right in here, I'm pretty sure that's gold. I can see some iron pyrite in there too, but that doesn't give that good squeak. So I'm pretty sure there's gold mixed in this little band right here of quartz. And hopefully we can get a piece that's a little bit bigger that you can see. And that I can see, because we like to be able to see the gold, you know what I mean? I want to apologize a little bit because, I mean, this is almost overwhelming up here. There's so many things to see and do, and I'm just like running around like crazy. I want to do some relic hunting. I want to do some backwoods, looking at, animals, things, and I want to find some gold. I mean, there's some awesome beaches closer to Nome where during the gold rush around late 1890s, 1910 or so, where there are thousands of miners camped on these beaches and tents. So they would have been losing all kinds of coins and things, and maybe bags of raw nuggets and stuff. So you never know what could be back there. So I really want to hit that, but I wanted to hit this first. My way along the edge here, all the rocks are exposed, hoping to maybe find a little nugget. I haven't really found anything but lead yet. I got a couple bullets, and I just got another one right here. See down past my four-wheeler, some beach box, and the dredgers, the dredge boats are out in the water there. Got a good signal here, but I can see, well, I'll let you listen to it. Woohoo! It's a bullet. I can see it right there. See it? I'm sure it's not very old. Yep, I'd say it's not very old, but it's a bullet. Well, more importantly for me, really, it's a signal. I mean, I actually heard the thing. And like I said, I do have a little tiny ball. Well, I'll show it to you. I did find this little small buckshot, too. Gave off a great signal. So I'm hopeful I'll hear a little nugget in here, if there's one in here. These rocks are really hot, though. Some of them are giving me a signal. Luckily, the signal's staying really low, like 2 or 3 or maybe even only 4 on the meter. And the gold, I have that little piece of sample gold. I'll show that sample piece to you real quick since we're just talking. This is the sample I'm carrying around with me. It's about 1.3 grams. This is the one Spencer found and gave to me yesterday, dredging. So it's, you know, it's kind of, it's good size, but I have a couple smaller ones in my pocket too for testing purposes. But I'll just let you listen to what it sounds like. I mean, it sounds good. See it squeaking up there around, you know, jumping around from the 40s to the 70s or so. So I know I'll hear a nugget if there's one in here. Right there's where I found the bullet. And I have another signal over here. It's probably another bullet. It sounds really good. It's reading about the same, I guess. It's a lot bigger than that little nugget I just showed you. So let's go ahead and see what this is. Probably can just dig it with my fingers, I hope. This is melting from this past winter. No, must be deeper. Maybe it's a giant nugget. Yeah, I might have moved it. No, still there. Good. I'm gonna have to get the shovel out, guys. Probably a can. All right, a little baby shovel here. I was hoping it was going to be right on the surface, but it isn't. I'm not real hopeful with it being right there in the mud, but you never know, I guess. Let's see what we got. No. I guess it's a little bit higher, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. There we go. Is it a nugget? Or a bullet? Yeah, it's another bullet. I suspect. I just threw it away. No, there it is. Yeah, just another little pistol ball of some sort. We'll throw it in a bag. We're going to skip down about another 50 feet or so, because I mean, they're probably just shooting into the bank right here, so I don't want to take too many bullets today. Yeah, I got a big squeaker of a signal there, and I dug it, and it's some type of copper disc. Looks like it might have had 2 little things on the end. It's got some writing on it right there, but I can't read it. We'll go ahead and save that. This might be from the mining days from like the early 1900s, so we'll research it a little bit later. I did dig something here. Looks like a spoon. And that's what it is. This was probably an area of the beach where the miners had a camp. So we're gonna work our way back to the four-wheeler, which is parked way back there, and we're gonna try a different spot. Something a little more goldy, not brassy. These banks here are still thawing out, and they're kind of gushy, kind of neat when you walk them. Look, isn't that cool? Kind of like playing chicken on the common over when I was a kid. Oh, I'm sinking. I get out of that one. So I thought I'd go ahead and give you a quick peek at one of the big boats, the kind that uses an excavator. Just offshore, it's probably about 200 yards or so. You see what he's doing is grabbing buckets of sand and gravel and picking them up and putting them in the hopper there and running it through the plant, trying to get the gold out of it. As I understand it, they're not terribly efficient though, and most of them aren't running anymore. I couldn't have picked a better time to come up though. It's been in the 50s during the day, you know, maybe 40s or 30s at night. Beautiful sunny weather, just a light breeze. It's just been gorgeous. Supposed to be like that for at least another week, I hope. This is an interesting little thing behind me here, and not the four-wheeler, but the metal in the ground. You see it? Anyone want to guess as to what that's part of? You're running out of time because I'm going to tell you. That was connected to those pipes up there. And what this is this is a different type of mining operation called a monitor, like the monitor lizard. or the monitor and the Merrimack. And what that it is, basically what it is, it's a big hose. It's like a big fire hose that they spray against the bank, like the bank behind me. So they would have a tremendous amount of water coming in here from up high, building up a lot of pressure as they keep stepping down the pipes till it gets down to here, and then they have a nozzle and it shoots it into the bank, and it basically just washes everything away from the top all the way to the bottom. Extremely bad for the environment, not just because it, you know, erases whole hillsides, but because there's a lot of runoff with silt in it that goes on downriver. Yeah, but it goes up there to these pipes, and those pipes would have gone up, and they would have had a great big nozzle here, and they would have just been spraying back and forth like that on that hillside, and the whole hillside would be melting. And keep in mind, it could even have been frozen solid at the time, so they were just constantly spraying it, and it was just washing away. There's a really great movie I remember watching as a kid where they had some good scenes of them doing that. Maybe it was Deadwood, actually. Might have been one of the early episodes of Deadwood. Really cool, though, you know, the reenactment of what a monitor is. So what we're going to do is we're going to explore around here a little bit, if you don't mind. We got plenty of time. As long as we're home by dark, we're good. Of course, you know, it doesn't get dark, so we're good. Actually, I told them I'd be home by 7. Back at the cabin by 7 for supper. But not to worry about me if I don't show up until tomorrow morning. So having done a quick search in here, there are plenty of targets, but there's a lot of, it's mostly just junk. Like there's part of a muffler there. And I have the discrimination pretty low. But there's so many little things. But yeah, I think it's just too much junk here for me. I'm gonna move off to the side a little bit. It might be worth digging, I suppose. Kind of sounds like it could be a baby nugget. That's what they sounded like, the test ones I have. Haven't found any yet. So I'm kind of learning as I go along here. I know this isn't terribly efficient, but when I have to hold a camera, it's about the only way I can do it. Something right in here. Yeah. Still there? Yeah, it's foil. A piece of foil, so okay. I think what I'm going to do is just gotta go up and grab my little shovel, and we'll just head over there further. Maybe try to get away from this camp area. Have some luck over there, I hope. That's where the pipe splits and some of the valves. You can see this is really old stuff. It's all riveted. Let's go up here and look, see what's on top. And hopefully not a bear, or we'll make a lot of noise. You really have to. Yeah, I don't see much up here. Pretty flat. It's metal. I don't want to dig that. Wow. Hey, we should go over there. I wonder what that black thing is up on that hill over there. Let's go over on that hillside, see if we can find some dirt. Maybe that flat over there, or that Sledge Island off in the distance. From what I understand, there's some pretty wild waters just off of there. Now, I'm thinking this little valley behind me might have been the work of the monitor. It looks a lot different than other ones I've seen up here. You see right there is a lot of loose rocks. You see piles of rocks and rocks over there. Now, I'm just guessing because I don't know a whole lot about this area. Natch. The rocks are actually kind of weird. Looks like somebody stacked them up there. You see there's some coming down this way too. That's in a line. There's metal there. Yeah, let's go ahead and detect this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to work my way around that hill behind me and then loop back toward the water. Don't have high hopes, but we'll try it. I had a nice little signal here, but it just turned out to be probably some nails in this wood, because that makes a sound. I'm just working my way up the valley where I think that monitor probably works, and there's a lot of big piles of rocks. You can see some more right there in front of me, and there's a bunch down there as well, so we're gonna go down there. Looks like somebody did some mining here, or at least checked it out. That dirt over there is interesting though. I want to go up there and check it with a detector. Haven't seen too much dirt around here. Digging in this tundra-like stuff is really hard because it's about a 3 or 4 inch layer of this vegetative matter. It's just really, really tough to cut through. I don't like it. Hey, looky, some tracks. Look, there's an animal den here. Kind of caved in, but there's feathers, so imagine it's a carnivore. And it's a beautiful place for down. I mean, you got the sun beating down on you, it's kind of protected from the wind. Four-wheeler's right down in there somewhere. Ah, it's nice. Let's go ahead and detect some more of this. I haven't found anything in the lower part yet. Got a decent little squeaker right by the entrance to that hole, and just a fired bullet, like a 22 or something. I probably should have known because it's in sight of the camp down there, and it makes a beautiful target. In fact, I was kind of wish I had a gun so I could shoot at it myself. A little bit of truth to that. I just dug a rock. It's a pretty good signal. Oh, we're not going to save it. See some doo-doo there. It's fox. That's probably a fox den, if I had to guess. That's where that hole was right there. You can see this little trail coming around. This one looks like something goes in and out of it, and there's definitely some feathers down in there. And there's a trail that goes that way. So we're going to follow that trail and maybe work our way around there. See if we can find something. Since we're here, this sand that this fox or whatever is digging out of the bank is exactly the sand that that monitor, you know, that big water jet down there was after. Because this would be sand that contains gold, just like the sand on the beach contains gold. So this is all it is. It's just sand and rock, exactly like they have on the beach. And what that tells us is that there was a beach up here at one time too, or that beach was up here at one time and deposited all this sand. So that's what they're after here, or were after 100 years ago with that giant water machine. Just talking to you about the water I could hear, and I started heading that way, but look at this. You know what that is? Looks like a sinkhole, doesn't it? Let's go look at this hole up here, if we can get to it. There is a hole. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, wow, look at that. Looks like a big well going down, doesn't it? And there's a reason for that. You see the walls going around like that. They just dug it down. And I'm going to tell you why or what that is. Let's have a seat up here for a minute. That's much better. This is very, very soft, and I don't think I have to worry about ticks. But anyway, what this hole is behind me is another type of mining. I mean, you got the mining on the beach that I showed you where the guys are putting stuff in the sluice boxes. You got the dredgers offshore. You got the monitor, which is that big water nozzle. And you have one of these. So in the wintertime up here, it's really, really cold, like, you know, get way below zero. But the ground freezes completely solid, and they can't do any type of mining up here. So what they end up doing is, since they can't do anything else, is they actually dig pits straight down into the earth, the frozen earth. Now this would be like, it'd be like digging in concrete. Dig it out and they make a big pile of dirt, and they keep going down, down, down until they hit the pay layer where they think the gold might be, like certain colored sands and whatnot. And they make drift mines off to the side, and that's where they get the term drift mine, because they would follow and drift looking for the pay streak and trying to stay in the pay streak. All winter long, they'd be down there digging this oil and bringing it up in buckets and dump it in a giant pile where it would freeze solid, so they couldn't go through it. Now in the spring, everything would start to thaw. The pit and all the drift mines underneath me would fill full of water, so you could only do it one time. So if you had a really good place, you have to hope you got everything the first time. That fills full of water. They can't do that anymore. The big pile of dirt that they have there thaws out, and they run it through their classifiers and sluice boxes and stuff like that, and they check to see if they got any gold. So they basically have to wait all winter to see if they had a really good hole or they wasted their time. That's what this is. This is a mine behind me. No danger to us, unless we just happen to fall in this little hole right here, because all the underground passages have long since collapsed and filled up. Drift mining. As I'm looking up higher there, I can see some more dirt and stuff. So we might go up there and look around. You can see there's another hole up there. You can tell something was done over there. So this might be a good area. But we're going to go look at the water first. I kind of wish I'd brought my pistol with me today, because it can be a little dangerous walking through this kind of stuff, because there are grizzly bears here, and you know, this is spring, so they could have cubs and whatnot. So we have to make a lot of noise and hope nothing eats us. If you find this film, please put it on YouTube in its entirety. even the goof ups, because I won't care anymore. All right, let's go find my metal detector. Oh, there it is down there. And some more of that pipe. Again, that's a big water pipe for the monitor nozzles. Look, this looks like a cow trail, but I guess this is probably musk ox or caribou, because they got a lot of caribou out here. And from what I'm told, don't quote me on this, but a caribou is a caribou. That's a fish skeleton. But if you put it in a herd, it becomes a reindeer. I don't know if that's true, but someone just told me that recently, like yesterday. There's a fish skeleton. Any idea how that got this far inland? Do ya? Generally speaking, when you see dead fish that's like a long ways from the water, I mean, it could have been drug up here by an animal like a fox or something, but a lot of times the birds will carry them in, like back home, eagles and whatnot. They would carry them and they might drop them or something way inland. I think that's moose poo, but I'm not 100% sure. Here's a little stream. Funny thing is, I can't hear it running anymore. So it must be up here. I must have been hearing the echoes off these hills, and it was funneling right down that channel right there, right down that valley where I was standing. So let's go ahead and walk over here and see if we can find it, because it sounded like it was pretty substantial. I don't know. I'm glad I brought my boots with me today, though. This is probably what I was hearing. Yeah, I'm sure. Funny thing is, I couldn't hear it 100 feet when I was just talking to you a minute ago, 100 feet away. But I could hear it 500 feet away when I was in the valley. I think someone was probably testing the soil here to see if there's any gold in it. Maybe a little bit over there as well, so we're going to do the same, but with a metal detector. Got a little signal here I dug. It was just a little piece of wire, but I wanted to show you, this is where I just dug a piece of wire. It's an old dig hole right here, so I guess I'm not the first one to think about coming to this spot. I never am. This is an interesting little spot right here. I think that's all tailings too. I suspect that hillside there was dug out at one time. I'm not having a lot of luck in this area. It's obviously been dug a lot, but just finding like little nails and there's a lot of pieces of tin. Like that's an old pan there that's decomposing, and I'm just finding a lot of stuff like that. So we're not gonna spend too much more time here. So just cruising up the beach a little bit, and that's where that big dredge is. We're just around the corner. I can see the tops of some freshly dug dirt. You can see it looks like some type of track hole or something went up in there and dug around. I don't know what the heck they were doing or looking for. We're gonna go find out. I'm gonna bring the metal detector with me on this one. What do you think? Think we should? Yeah, of course we should. You know that. There's a four-wheeler there. I wonder why they would dug a hole there. And they crawled on up in here and dug into this bank up here. I mean, it can't be much of anything in that stuff, I wouldn't think. Probably like a giant hole, 100 feet deep. Could be, I don't know. Whoa, well, not too deep. You can see there's some gravel and stuff in there, so we'll check that out real quick. I don't know about that. They piled it all up here for some reason. Well, let's check it out. A little bit over there. I'm kind of checking all around out in here. It's not a single peep, which isn't surprising really, but you can see this layer of sand and gravel right there, and then clay and very fine sand under that. So, but not a single peep of anything in here. So. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the little beach adventure. I know we didn't find a whole lot, but it was fun. Had a good time. It's about 4:30. I'm going to take a nap. And by the time I wake up, I'll drive back to the camp, which is about an hour away probably, hour and a half maybe. And it'll be time for supper. We'll eat, maybe go out tonight again on the beach on the other side of Nome. Until then, hold your breath.